Welcome everybody. In this video we will discover how to create reusable and highly customizable premium watermark using Jetpack Compose Modifier. And as you can see here on the demo, this effect can be applied to any composable, whether it's a checkbox, switch, floating action button, a normal button, or any other view. And now, let's get started. Before we start coding, let's first take a look at what we will build. And so here you can see the final output, Premium Watermark effect. Then on the right side of it, there is also kind of a schema where you can see a blue rectangle representing bounds of the view. Then a red rectangle representing bounds of the view with padding applied. And also there is a green rectangle which represents a mark. And below you can see 4 components and how they are composed into the effect. So first we draw a view, then we draw a screen effect, then on top of that we draw a border, and finally we draw a mark. Alright, now let's jump into the code. So here I am in an empty Kotlin file, and we start with defining an extension function for modifier, and I will call it Premium Watermark. And also this function should be annotated with composable annotation. Now let's go through its parameters. And the first parameter is a shape of type shape, and by default I will set it to a rectangle shape. Then we need a screen color, type color. I will set it to color yellow, then copy it and set its alpha to 0.5. Next we have 2 parameters for styling the border. So first we need a border color of type color, and so I will set it to color yellow. And then we also need a border width type dp, and by default I will set it to 1 dp. Import dp as well. Then there is a set of parameters for styling the mark, and we start with the mark color. It's of type color, and I will use color yellow again. Then we need a mark painter of type painter, and for that I will use painter resources drawable chrome. And so I have this chrome vector icon included in my drawable resources, and you can find it on Google Fonts website, and I will leave the link down in the description. Or as an alternative, you can also use this Remember Vector Painter and use icons, for example, round, star. So with this Remember Vector Painter, you can use any material icons that are included inside of your project. But I will come back to painter resources. Then we need a mark size. And so this should be a dp size. And by default, I will set it to a dp size unspecified. And so what exactly this unspecified means, we will discover later. But I will say that then we will assign a default value. Then we also need a mark alignment of type alignment, and the default is alignment top end. And the final parameter is mark padding of type padding values, which by default equal to padding values with 0 dps. Also, this function should return a new modifier. And so we return this modifier and apply drawWithContent modifier to that. And since we want to draw our effect on top of the content, we draw the content first. For that we use drawContent function. And the next step is to create an outline of our shape. So we create a val outline, which equals shape create outline function. We paste our size, layout direction, and the scope for the density. Then we can use this outline to draw our screen. For that we use drawOutline function, paste our outline, And then for the color, we use our screen color. All right, the same way we draw our border. So instead of screen color, we use now border color, but also we need to specify the style. And so we use stroke style, and we need to convert our border width from dp to pixels. So we call this toPix function. Now the final element of this effect is the mark. And so let's implement this. And first we need to get its size. And as you can remember, by default, it is unspecified. So we define a val mark size in pixels. And then we have if condition. So if this mark size is unspecified, then we create a size for which we use our size min dimension multiplied by 0.25. And we use the same value for height. And also, if the size is specified, then we simply use our mark size, but we convert it to pixels. Next, we need to calculate padding values in pixels. So let's start with the left one. We define a val left padding. For that, we use our mark padding, calculate left padding, and paste the layout direction, and also call toPixel function. Then we repeat the same for right. Here we call calculate right padding. Then we duplicate it again and do top padding. Here we use calculate top padding, and we don't need the layout direction. And we do the same for bottom. Calculate bottom padding. Now we can calculate a size of a drawable area with this padding applied. So we define val size with padding, which equals a new size instance. And for width, we use size width, and we subtract left padding plus right padding. For height, then we use size height, and we subtract top padding plus bottom padding. And now we have everything to calculate the position of the mark. And for that, we define another val mark position, which equals mark alignment, and we use this align function. For the size, we use our mark size in pixels, and for the space, we use our size with padding. And it also should be in size, so let's convert it to in size. And finally, we paste the layout direction. Finally, we can draw the mark, but before that, we need to translate the canvas. So we use translate. The left value is left padding plus mark position X. And for the top, we use top padding plus mark position Y. Then within this translate scope, we use with function, and the receiver is mark painter. And now within this painter scope, we can call draw function to draw the painter. And we need to specify the size, which is our mark size in pixels. And here we cannot directly specify the color, but we can use a color filter. For that, we use color filter tint. And here we paste our mark color. All right, we're done with this function. But also, I want to show you one more useful overload for this function. And for that, we'll copy this and paste at top. And then I will add one more parameter, which is visible boolean. And by default, I will set it to true. Then we call return, and here we have an if condition. If it is visible, Then we return this modifier and apply our premium watermark. And we paste all of our parameters. I'll also add names. And in else case, we simply return this modifier and don't apply any effect. So this overload seems more practical, since in most cases we want to display this effect conditionally. Now let's switch over to the main activity and consider some practical examples. And here I am in my main activity, and to do not expand the length of this video, I've already prepared the examples, which you have probably seen on the demo, and let's just quickly walk through them. So here first we have a checkbox with this premium watermark applied. And we set its shape, change the alignment to top start, apply a little padding of 2 dp, and also set a custom size ADP. Then an important part, we change its size to 20 dp, since checkbox by default uses a minimum interactive component size modifier, which sets its size to 48 dps. And so if you want this premium watermark to be drawn correctly on such a components, you should assign the size manually. So here the size of the checkbox is 20 dp. Then we have a switch, which basically is the same, just with the different values. And here we have a floating action button, and for this we simply use a floating action button default shape and add a little padding of 5 dp. And the final example, of course, is a normal button. Here instead of size I use default minus size and set it to 48 dp. And here also, as you can see, instead of painter resource, I'm using a remember vector painter and this star icon, which makes this effect very convenient since you can apply any material icons to that. Alright, now let me launch the application and we will take a look at the output. Here we are, the application has launched and you can see this stunning effect. Here we have a checkbox, our switch, floating action button, and a normal button. If you like this effect, go ahead and click the like button down below, also subscribe for the channel, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.